everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tiffany Benson, one part of Team Benson, and it's time to harvest the garden. Now guys, it's kind of a sad day for me because I am going to be pulling out my big tomato bush. It's sad, but it's produced a lot of tomatoes and it's dead, so it's time to go. But before I do that, I want to remind you guys, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and also go onto Instagram and follow Mighty Crop because we are going to be giving away the 10K giveaway, and I'm really excited about it because I feel like every day we just get closer and closer and closer. So let's get a bucket and let's start with this tomato, because it's probably going to take me a while to kind of get everything down. Alright guys, this part of the video is just for me, just to remind myself how big and massive this was. As you can see, it goes all the way up the Mighty Crop, through the arch, and down the arch on both sides. That's my black cherry tomato. Alright guys, it's all cut down. Well, all the tops of it are cut down. And that is what I'm left with. The last of the cherry tomatoes. Alright, that was a lot of work. So guys, the plan was for me to film myself cutting down the cherry tomato and all that, but there was a lot of like me falling off a ladder, me getting tangled in the bushes, and cherry tomatoes everywhere. That thing was huge. So I think I'm just gonna cut all that part out and just let you know that it was an issue getting it down. But this is a lot of cherry tomatoes. Now I did cut all of the green ones. They've been ripening up on the countertop really easily. And then I also am gonna make a little jar of pickled ones because somebody told me to try that and they said it was really good, so I'm gonna try that out. So I'm gonna go get the beefsteaks and maybe the smaller cherry tomatoes, and then I think I'm going to take a break until this afternoon or this evening because it is getting really bright outside and I still need to get all the toothache, all the chamomile, some marigolds, some shishito peppers, jalapenos, and some Swiss chard. I need to get a lot. So I do want to get these beefsteaks before the birds get them since they know they're here. So I'm gonna grab that one, and then that one up there that is turning red. I want to go ahead and get that one before it gets eaten as well. So guys, that's what I noticed on my morning walk when I passed my house today. And also, I didn't even realize that that thing was growing all the way down too. Look at that big batch of tomatoes up there. So there's not like a million, but there's enough for like a little snack. Alright, I'm going to put the tomatoes inside, and I'm actually going to weigh the tomatoes so you guys can see what my final weight of my cherry tomatoes were, and then I am going to come back out when the sun's down because I don't want to be cutting on my plants while it's warm outside. Alright guys, so I came back out to harvest some more things. I don't know if this is just me being like a helicopter plant mom, but I don't like to start cutting on my plants when it's starting to get super warm and they're already like just wanting to survive the day. So typically I harvest everything early in the morning or right before supper time when there is no sun pretty much on my garden. So I'm gonna go in and I am going to grab all of the shishito peppers because I think shishito peppers sound amazing for dinner tonight. So I actually have a ton of shishitos on all three plants that I need to get off of, even that one. And actually guys, too, looking at it, I'm gonna go ahead and grab that jalapeno and make something spicy, maybe with the chicken. So shishitos are another one of those plants that they're kind of like a flower. The more you harvest, the more they grow. So all of these little flowers that are currently on here, like these like little stems like this, are gonna grow more shishitos, but once all these ones come off, it'll just blossom back out again. So just a side note. Now, one of the best parts about having a culinary herb bed is that you can just come and get whatever you need for dinner. So I'm roasting some chicken, and I'm gonna come and get some lemon thyme and some rosemary and some sage, and then I'm also going to get a few chives to be able to chop up on top of the mashed potatoes or chicken. Or mashed potatoes or rice. I haven't decided what type of starch I want. So far, guys, not a bad harvest. We have all the shishitos, we have some herbs for dinner tonight, and then we have a jalapeno that I think that I'm going to chop up and put in the chicken too as well. So I found use for those little bottoms off of the Dollar Tree pots, which I didn't take all of them off. They were kind of difficult to get off. But I used them to harvest my medicinal herbs. Sorry for the lighting, guys. The sun's going down. So I'm gonna get the toothache plant, and then I'm also gonna get the chamomile, and then I'm gonna get the marigolds too as well. So let's look at the beds and see what we got. So we're coming in and we are harvesting the toothache plant and then also the chamomile right now. When I get inside, guys, I'm going to show you the jar that I have going so far from this so that you can kind of see just how much I've gotten so far just off of one plant, and it's still growing. I think I'm going to maybe, I don't know if I'm pushing my luck, but be able to fill a whole entire jar off of one plant. Now, I'm a little late to getting my chamomile, so there were a couple that were a little unruly, so I went ahead and I just cut it back just a little bit. Not a whole lot, like it's still pretty fine, but I think that it's self-seeded a lot in there because I was dropping seeds as I was cutting it. But just a little known fact, you guys, you can use all of the chamomile plant. It all has the same kind of properties to it. So I am going to dry these. I'm going to pull all the flowers, let them dry on a plate, but the stems I'm going to dry. And that's just going to be added to my chamomile tea jar. So next up on the harvest list are going to be my marigolds. Now I'm using my marigolds for skincare. So I've been growing them out, and I'm going to come in here and just grab them. I haven't harvested these yet, so I wanted to let them kind of reseed at first, which basically I'm just taking these and just kind of throwing them back down in there and just watering them in and letting them do their thing. Eventually I'm hoping to have a huge little patch of marigolds. But I'm going to start coming in and getting them. So these flowers I'm going to come in and grab. So this is part 2 of the harvest, and not bad if I don't say myself. Alright guys, so my big tomato plant is finally gone. I cut it all down this afternoon, but I know that I'm gonna have an amazing chance at growing some okra, and I'm very excited about that. And then in the fall, we're back to broccoli and that tomato again. So until next time, guys, grow yourselves a garden, because even a small space can provide you with tons of food. Bye guys. And for those of you that stuck around to the very end and guessed the weight, the final weight for the black cherry tomatoes is 2 pounds, 14.5 ounces. So I can truly say that that plant did us well.